So the whole idea of building an ASP.NET Core MVC application through Windows subsystem in Linux sound like a very wild idea, in the wildest dream of a Microsoft developer just a couple of years ago, but it is not anymore the case. The reality now is that, with the WSL that we have created in the part one, and if you have not gone through the part one, please go through the first part where we are building the WSL to carry many crazy things. And one of the such things is running a .NET application inside Linux. Okay, it's now a reality. So today we are just going to do that. We are going to do just that. So first thing first, we have got a few prerequisites. So let's fire up the bash window. By hitting Windows logo and R, and let me write bash over here, and that opens the Linux bash command. Okay, so I've got a couple of commands, and for running the commands, that will ensure that it registers the trusted Microsoft signature key. So I have pasted these commands, and the first command, it is GPG directory. So trying to guess what you mean, and can't open dear more. So let's issue the second command as well. So both these have to be done together. So it's asking for a password. Okay, so let me give the password. All right, so it seems to have actually done its trick. So it is to register the trusted Microsoft signature key. Now the next step is to register the Microsoft product feed. So for that, I'll have to first know the version of Ubuntu Linux. I know it is 20.04, but let me re-verify by this Linux command, lsb underscore release with a switch A. Now this confirms that it is indeed Ubuntu 20.04. Now I'll have to go to another link to get the requisite things done, Microsoft product feed, and then ASP.NET Core and .NET Core SDK and ASP.NET Core runtime. So we'll be with it soon. Now this is the link for downloading the Linux.NET Core 3.1. So I will click on install .NET Core, and then I'll have to browse to my version of Ubuntu, which is 20.04. Okay, so this is Ubuntu Package Manager installed .NET Core. What it does, it installs Package Manager installs are only supported on the x64 architecture. Other architectures such as ARM must manually install. So I have got this x64 architecture, so no problem for me. So what I have to do is I'll have to open the terminal and run this following command. So I will just copy them, and this will add the required dependency. Okay, and it will add the repository to the package manager and install required dependencies, because I have already done the package signing keys to the list of trusted keys earlier. So let's get back to the bash command again, bash shell, and give this command. It is doing something, and then the other command, which is also copied here, and it seems to have done its trick. Okay. Now for installing the .NET Core SDK, this is my version, and this is the same website. If you look into this 20.04 Ubuntu version, and I'll copy these 4 commands and get back to my bash and issue them. So I have not copied it. Okay, so one command at a time it takes. Just getting lots of packages with sudo apt-get update package. Now it is installing the second command. It is issuing the second command. So sudo apt-get install apt transport https. Okay, so there are two more commands. We'll get back to them again. Sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get install .NET SDK. So we'll give these two commands again. We will copy. Somehow it was not issued. So get update. You're getting the update once again after having installed the apt transport https, and then it will issue the command of to install .NET SDK 3.1, which is this one. Do you want to continue? Okay, after this operation 337 MB of additional disk space will be used. Yes. So now it is installing .NET SDK Software Development Kit 3.1. We'll come back again in a few seconds. Now it has come back to the bash opening command after having installed the .NET SDK. Now we'll get back to installing the ASP.NET Core runtime. So I'll again copy these commands. It is again going to get the update. And it has also issued this get installed apt transport https. Then again it got update. It ran the update command apt-get and update, and then finally it has installed also the ASP.NET Core runtime 3.1. Now we are going to keep all our files and folders in an accessible location in Windows file system. So I will pick drive D, that is a data drive, and we can find these drives on by a command /mnt. Okay, so I will go to first the mount directory or mnt in Linux. Mnt, so it has gone to mnt. Now from there I can go to my cd drive, the D drive, which is my data drive, by typing cdd. Okay, so now it is in the D drive, and I can list the D drive, D directory or D drive files and folders by this command, ls command, list command. Okay, now I can use any existing folder, but I am going to create a new folder. So I will use the make directory or mkdir, which is also the Windows command for making a directory, but this is also valid for this Linux mkdir. And because this is something to do with Linux, so Linux demo or .NET Linux, something like that I can name. So let me name it .NET Linux demo. Okay, so I will make that directory and I will change path to that directory. Let me view the contents of this directory now again. D drive. So .NET Linux demo should also be there. Let us see where it is. It is somewhere, it should be. So you can see that this .NET Linux demo folder is here. It's already created. So this was not too obvious from this screen, but it is automatically created. Okay, so the next step is Here it is. It's a .NET Linux demo. I could finally find it out. Now, what we do next is we'll issue a .NET command to create our MVC application. So I'll give it a go.NET new. Now there will be a help. Let us see. The help will give us a help command for all that is, those templates that are available. So if I wish to create an MVC application, so MVC view imports, view start. This is view start, and pure MVC is, let us go through this. That is just an MVC. Console, WinForm, XUnit, NUnit, MVC. So this is, here it is again, ASP.NET Core Web App model. So I'm into that directory, and then I will issue the .NET new MVC command with auth none, no authentication. So restore succeeded. So it has already done the .NET restore. So let me run the .NET run command to run the application .NET run. So it's already listening on port, this localhost port 5001, HTTPS or HTTP port 5000. So let me open a browser window and browse to those locations. So this is HTTP. Localhost. $5,000. It's coming up with your connection is not private, so click on advanced, proceed to the localhost. So there you are, the .NET Linux demo has come up. So this is the application that we have built with purely Linux subsystem. So in the next lecture, I will open this project from Visual Studio Code, which is a code editor, very good code editor, and then we'll modify from there and run it back from the Linux shell. That we'll do in the next lecture.